Hello, my fellow Flame Descendants, and today for you guys I'm going to do what if Deku had Nero's Devil Trigger. Now, I've seen people pit Dante's, I've seen people have like Devil Triggers, but they pit Dante's instead of Nero's. And in my opinion, even though Dante's looks good, I just like Nero's in my opinion. It just looks very detailed, like as Dante's. But anyways, now, there's not going to be intro today because I am working on another intro. So yeah, so let's basically get into this video. So Izuku's growing up, he's doing pretty much good. Also, Izuku's gonna have white hair in this one. I just say his father had white hair. No, I just say like his father's father had white hair and it's kind of passed down through genes and stuff like that. I'm gonna just say that. But yeah, so yeah, Izuku as growing up was always very strong and strong and fast. And Inko noticed how he was not like other kids, more better than other kids. You know what I mean? So like, she figured like this was his quirk, and he unlocked his quirk much more earlier. And yeah, sorry, if you heard that background noise, someone's blowing fireworks or whatever they're doing. But yeah, so we're due 4 years pass. Where Izuku goes to the quirk doctor and sees where his quirk is, and he's announced quirkless. And Izuku, he's devastated, but he's not going to give up because he feels like he actually does have a quirk, but they're just not telling him because Izuku, mind you, Izuku, like I said, was always very naturally strong and very fast. And like, yeah. So let me ask, like, how will Izuku activate his Devil Trigger? So like, in a case, I want to make an incident, and therefore he activates it. So we're gonna say Inko was cooking dinner, right? And Izuku came in the kitchen, like, to like get a snack, right? And get like a orange. And he feels like he can cut the orange by himself, but that's not. He can't do that. And so things happen, the knives fall over, and one knife happened to fall in Izuku's chest. Not in his heart, but his chest. So Izuku just falls over, and Inko rushes over to Izuku crying, and like, Izuku, shaking Izuku, like, please wake up, And next, you see Izuku starts to glow in this blue light. Next thing you know, Izuku looks exactly like the Devil Trigger that's on the photo. Basically, I can't think of it right now, but yeah, basically it looks exactly like that. And like, Inko's like shocked, like, what the fuck? And then next thing you know, Izuku stands up, but right after he stands up, he gets out his Devil Trigger and he just passes out. And Inko grabs him and looks at the wound and sees that the wound is all healed. So yeah, here's where we're gonna do a time skip to where Izuku is. Oh, actually no, I'm skipping a part. My bad. So this is where the next day Izuku actually goes to school and shows everyone his quirk. He can somewhat activate it, but for now, we're gonna say that he can't activate it for a long period of time. Just for now. But like, when he gets older, he's able to keep it on, however long he wants. Or just say because he's a child, his body can't sustain the what can I say? The power of his power, So yeah. And people like think his quirk is pretty cool. We're gonna just say that Bakugo and Deku get their quirks the same exact day. So yeah. Um. There's. Yeah, and after Bakugo sees and Deku sees how cool their quirks are, they ask each other, do they want to train? And, of course, they both agree. So this is where we do a time skip. We do a time skip to where the beginning of the anime. So, in my opinion, like everyone else says, I feel like Bakugo's explosion will get much more stronger, but instead of 2 times, I feel like it'll get 4 times stronger, because when you're dealing with a person with a devil trigger, they're pretty strong. So, like, I feel like you're going to get very great results out of it. Sorry for that pause, but yeah. I feel like you get very great results, and you'll be much more stronger. So, yeah, and Bakugo has developed most of the attacks that he has now in, like, season 5 and 4, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Now, as for Deku. Deku, he's now able to stay in the Devil Trigger for as long as he wants. And also, Deku has his power. If you know who Nero's father is, you know he's pretty strong. And he's the brother of Dante. So, yeah. Virgil, I'm going to give Deku one of Virgil's abilities, which is where he has the power to, make, like, a spiritual, demon trigger of himself. It's like I don't know what exactly it's called, but yeah, he could just make like a spiritual part of himself, but it's in his demon trigger form. If that makes any type of sense. So yeah, so basically he can like fight with that. So like he's basically like can combo anybody up. So yeah. As for anything else, no, nothing else. And this is the day where Deku takes another route home. And this is where Deku come across the Sludge Villain. And Deku, like, he's, like, he walks, under the bridge, and next thing you know, the Sludge Villain pops up. But before the Sludge Villain could, grab Deku, no, actually, my bad, I'm sorry. The Sludge Villain actually grabs Deku, and then he goes into his Devil Trigger, and, like, blasts the what's his name? The Sludge Villain off of him. And he just starts basically beating up the Sludge Villain. And eventually he just sees a bottle laying around and stuff the Sludge Villain inside the bottle. And then next thing you know, All Might comes out here and says, I am here. I can't really do it. I am here. Yeah, I can't really do it. But, usually All Might does. And this time, I'm not going to give Bakugo Deku one for all, because in my opinion, I don't think he needs it. No, he doesn't need it. I don't think he he doesn't need it. So yeah. Is there anything else? Yeah. So this time, Bakugo, All Might won't drop the sludge, so Bakugo will not get trapped in it. But even if Bakugo did get caught by the sludge villain, he will get out of it. So, yeah. So yeah, like I said, Deku will not get one for all. So that means the what's his name? All Might will not follow Midoriya, since the sludge vision never happened. So yeah. But I know who will. I know who I will give the quirk to, because like I feel like it's like they can use it, because like I feel like this person can really use it, or need it. Really need it to help them with their quirk. And like this is going to be Kirishima. Yes, Kirishima. Yeah, like Kirishima. Yes, Kirishima. Because yeah, it's Kirishima. Who doesn't like Kirishima? If you don't like Kirishima, you need to get it off this channel immediately. Okay, immediately. But anyways, yeah. So for the 10 months, Bakugo and Deku just basically train and just train. Nothing more. They don't learn nothing new, but yeah. So so the 10 months ends, and then they had to UA for the exams or whatever it's called. Yeah. So first they take the test, but Deku in this one is like a lot more smarter. Also, if I didn't mention, Deku also has a badass personality. If I didn't mention that, I probably didn't, but yeah, Deku has a badass personality. And he can be somewhat lazy. So yeah. So back to what I was saying was they take the exams, and Deku in this they did a test, and Deku in this one is pretty smart. So well, smarter than his canon stuff. So he will get a 95. He will ace it. We'll get an average score. He'll get 95 and submit it in. And as for Bakugo, he's not the one to be very smart, but I feel like he's smart enough to either get a B or a like a 90, but he's gonna get like a 80, a 85. So yeah, average. But anyways, we skip to the next part where they President Mike explains the robots, and Ida interrupts him like, I'm disappointed and da 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 da. I don't remember exactly what he said, but then Deku calls Ida out and says, "Hey, Four Eyes, can you keep it down? I'm trying to listen to the teacher." Everyone chuckles at Ida, and Ida like sits back down in embarrassment. And then after that, we skip to where they're just standing outside the gates. Bakugo is actually gonna be in a different area. So yeah. Um. Also, I did not mention this. Forgot. Izuku in this one, he's gonna be pretty wealthy. So yeah, I just forgot to mention that. The Midori family is gonna be pretty wealthy. So yeah. But anyways, back to what I was saying. They're standing outside the gates, and Deku sees a girl like looking very, very nervous. So he goes up to walk up to her. This time, Ida doesn't stop him because he isn't want no problems with Deku. He can sense the um the aura that if you mess with me, you will get your ass whooped without a doubt. Yeah, he can sense that aura. So Deku walks up to Uraka and like says like, "Hey, you okay? Are you nervous?" And like she nods her head and like yeah. And he tells her like, try not to think about failing and think about actually passing, and then take a quick deep breath and stuff like that. And she does it, and she calms down a little. And then she thinks Deku, and he winks at her like, it's all good. I didn't really do nothing too special, but yeah. So then we see the gates open, and you see Deku rush in, and like starting to destroy robots. He enters his form and starts to destroy robots, and he calls on his what I'm gonna call it is a spiritual demon trigger, the spiritual demon trigger, and they just start to demolish robots. So like what, a minute passes, and Deku already has 200 points. So we sit down to take a rest, let other examinees get points, and then as soon as he get back up to get back into action, he starts to feel the ground rubble shake. My bad. And starts to see people running away from the observation from the ginormous 0-pointer. And Deku's like, nope, I'm not gonna really deal with that right now. So I'm gonna get out of here. But he hears a girl scream, and he looks. We're gonna say that he has enhanced sight. So yeah, he looks and he sees it's that same girl who he told to calm down and stuff like that. So he jumps down, rushes over as fast as he can, and if you probably can't really see, but if you really look behind the image, you see that he has wings. Nero has wings on the picture, and you see that like they're fists. If you play the game, you know that those wings are actual fists. So he uses his wings to break the rubble and lift her up, and then runs her like over back some, and then lay her down, and then he runs back over to the robot, and like basically jumps up. Like basically he did what he did in Kenneth was smash the hell out the robot's noggin, but it was more stronger. So yeah, it was like more of a what can I say? More wind pressure than it was. So yeah. Then Deku jumps back down, rushes back over to the girl and asks like if she's alright and stuff like that. And she nods and tells him, yeah, I'm good. And he starts to carry her to Recovery Girl's office. And then, Recovery Girl heals her and she once again thanks him for saving her. He says, no problem. And then with that, well, Deku doesn't know, but we're going to say that being that you saved someone, you get like 100 points added. So, like I originally said, Deku had 100 and 200 points. That means he has 300 now. So, yeah. Yeah. So, after that, Deku goes home and just waits for the 2 days. I said 2 days, 2 weeks notice to let him know if he got in. And, 2 weeks passes with him training him and Bakugo training. I'm already messing up. And yeah, they both of course get in. Bakugo came in second, but of course Deku came in first. So this is the day when they head into UA. They called each other and said they were gonna meet up each other. So they meet each other at UA and they bump fists. And they just walk in and starting to look for class 1A. And yeah, they eventually find it. And what changes is instead of Ida actually arguing with Bakugo, he's not going to be arguing with nobody. He's just going to be sitting there quiet as ever. Probably like reading a book or something. I'm not really sure what Ida will really do. But yeah. Anything else? Yeah, then eventually more kids comes in and Deku and Bakugo sits in the back. Then this red-haired kid, which we all know is Kirishima, sits next to Deku in the back. He said, hey, what's your name? He says, my name's Deku Izuku Midori. What's yours? Kirishima. Wow. I literally forgot Kirishima's last name, but yeah, last name is Kirishima. Exactly. I'm joking, but I don't remember Kirishima's name, last name. So yeah. But yeah, and then eventually Aizawa wakes up and tells them to keep quiet. Now it took you 5 or 10 minutes. I don't remember the exact time it took them to be quiet. But yeah. And he says, take these pink uniforms and head down to the locker room and get dressed and meet him outside. And Ida and Uraka says, what about the orientation? And Aizawa basically says what he says in canon, and Deku goes and grabs him a shirt and just walks downstairs. And while in locker rooms, Kirishima calls out how ripped Bakugo and Deku is. And, Deku thanks him for the compliment and stuff like that. And he's like, how do you get your body like that? He says, nothing really much, just train. I've been training since I was a kid, so this is the results I got from training since I was a kid. He said, cool, dude. And then they leave and they head outside. Also, Mineta. I'm gonna be replacing Mineta. I'm replacing someone with Mineta. I just want to give you a heads up on that. So, as all of them get outside, Aizawa throws a ball to Izuku, and Izuku catches it. what you want me to do with this? He says, I want you to throw it at as strong, as hard as you can. He says, okay, can I use a quirk? My quirk. Yep. And he says, yeah, and you have to stay in that circle. He says, all right. So Izuku, activates his double trigger, and um, he activates his double trigger, and he chucks the hell out the ball. Just chucks the fuck out the ball. Therefore, sending that ball flying and getting him around, let's see, 5,000 meters. Everyone was saying, like, wow, that's fun and stuff like that. And what's his name? As I was saying, it's fun, huh? Let's make this even more fun. And he says, whoever comes in last gets expelled. And, everyone says, you can't do that and stuff like that. And then, everything goes as usual, whoever came in. But this time, Baku actually came in second. So, yeah. And, of course, who do you think got first place? Izuku, of course. But, yeah. Then he was dead serious. Aizawa expels Mineta. I don't know about you guys, but whoever likes Mineta, I don't like him that much. I'm sorry, but, I don't like Mineta. I'm sorry, he doesn't have the potential to become a hero. Like, what are you going to do with balls? Sticky balls, no homo. But yeah, what do you want to do with those? But anyways, yeah. So who's going to be actually replacing Mineta is going to be Shinso. In my opinion, if you don't like Shinso, you can't go on this page. That's a page. This YouTube channel, okay? If you don't like Shinso, you can't be here. You're not allowed here. You're banned forever. You're uncultured swine. I'm joking. But yeah, Shinso's gonna be replacing Mineta. So this is where everything ends. Of course, Izuku crushes everything. But here's where the thing ends, and everyone packs up and goes home, and comes back home. I said come back home. Come back the next day, and I'm pretty sure this is the day where the heroes versus villains. So everything happens in Kingdom where what's his name? All my red runs in I'm walking in like a normal person, which was not normal. That was not normal. But anyways, and then he tells everyone to get ready, put their suits, costume on. So Izuku's outfit, I couldn't actually think of one. So Izuku's actually gonna have what you see. What's his name? What you see Nero wearing in the picture? He's gonna have a black jacket with a red shirt, with black pants and boots. And besides the prosthetic arm, he's not gonna have that, and he's gonna have black gloves with fingerless black gloves. And he's gonna he's gonna have his arm. He's learned to control his demon trigger to a crazy extent where he can activate it on one part of his body. Like, he can activate his demon trigger leg and just his leg. So, like, one of his arms, the prosthetic arm, it will look exactly like how his demon trigger arm looks like in the picture. So, yeah, I think that's pretty cool. But, yeah, there's nothing really special to his suit, but I will fix that later on. So, yeah. So, as for the heroes villains, everything happens in canon, but instead of Deku actually being on Uraraka's team, he's actually going to be on Kirishima's team. And Bakugo is going to be on who should I put it on? Yeah, he's gonna stick with on Ida's team. Yeah. Also, I'm going to make Kirishima have access to 10% of One For All, but he is not half full Callan. Yeah. Also, I'm explaining why I gave Kirishima One For All. So you know how like Deku's bone break when you focus 100% into one part of your body, right? So I felt like um Kirishima can break that. Like he can break that downfall of that part. Cause like with his hardening, I feel like his hardening can like stop his bones from getting broken. So like he can use 100% in one arm, but yeah, he can use 100% in one arm, but not suffer one limb getting broken or damaged. You know what I mean? So that's why I figured. That's why I wanted Kirishima to have One For All. So yeah. So in this one, they actually make up a plan that Kirishima goes for Ida, and because Deku knows that Bakugo is his rival and he's gonna want to fight him, only him. So yeah. So they're sneaking around into the building and you see Bakugo blast around the corner like Deku, but not more. But he's gonna be like more chill, but still scream his name out. You know what I mean? And starts to blast off to him like, "Up, here's where you run. Here's where you run away, Kirishima, and go for the bomb. Find the bomb." And Kirishima nods and like runs the other direction. And Deku powers up and starts rushing out to Bakugo. Bakugo tries to shoot the explosion, but Deku slides under him and uppercuts Bakugo, which sends Bakugo back a little bit. And then Bakugo sees Deku about to punch him, but Bakugo blasts Deku with the explosion, which sends Deku back a little bit. Then they rush back at each other again. And basically, they're just kind of clashing at this point, but eventually Deku gets the upper hand and wins that fight. And ties Bakugo up. And Bakugo is actually, usually he'll be mad that he lost to Deku, but he's actually not that mad because he knows Deku's stronger than him, but he's still willing to do anything to get stronger so he could defeat him one day. So yeah. Yeah, so eventually Kirishima tells Deku that he found the bomb and Deku rushes over there while Kirishima is fighting Ida. And then Deku finally finds the exact room because Kirishima just told him that it was on the third floor. He couldn't tell him on the exact room. So yeah. So he comes in, then they have to fight Ida. And then Deku tells Kirishima go for the bomb out here and do Ida. Then Deku uses his wings to grab. Kirishima rushes over to the bomb, and then Ida tries to stop them, but Deku uses one of his wings to grab his leg and pull her back and throw him against the wall, and therefore Kirishima touches the bomb and they win. And pretty much everyone wins from whatever they did previously. So yeah, I'm sorry. So this is where I'm going to end off this part. I hope you enjoyed this. I know I was stuttering a lot, but I'm getting better with not stuttering. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this new series that I'm gonna be working on. And if you want part 5, part 2, make sure you get 5 likes. And peace out.